Hi, this is Becky Nunn, and we are filming today at the Nunn Design office. You might hear a little bit of activities, but I wanted to show you this fun, great project that we've just done using our new hammered rings. The hammered rings are available in sizes 6, 7, and 8, and there's a handy-dandy little stamp on the inside of each piece saying what size they are. They are cast in pewter, and then we are plating them with a .999 fine silver, a copper, and a 24 karat gold. This is the project that we're going to be making. It's a wrapped hammered ring, and what you'll need for this project, or all the projects that you could make, is some bits of rhinestone chain. I have a variety of different sizes of the chain, and some people call this cup chain. We just call it rhinestone chain. You'll also need a bit of wire. I'm using a 24 gauge, but I have a 20 gauge, a 22 gauge, a 24 gauge. You might want to just try whatever you have and see how your ring comes out. And then you'll need a pair of cutters and a pair of needle nose pliers. To start with, you might want to take your bits of rhinestone chain out and take a look at the different sizes that maybe you have and how they're going to look on the hammered ring. For example, this is one of the smaller size rhinestone chains that we offer here, and you can see the difference of what the larger size would look like. You're also, you can get adventurous and start to mix and match your metals, which I think is a really fun look. Look how cool that would look. And you can go with more stones or less stones, making each piece that you do look unique, which is the trend right now. Is when somebody comes in and sees a pile of rings, they want to see a pile of rings with each one being different, and they get to choose their unique piece. When cutting your rhinestone chain, you'll see that sometimes there's like a little bit or a tongue that sticks out the end. You want to make sure that you remove that little tongue. See that little tongue right inside there? So pull it all the way out, and then with your flush cutters, go ahead and go inside there and pull as far as you can and then trim away. See how I held my finger in position? I was doing that so that little bit wouldn't go flying, and that kind of keeps it from flying across the room and maybe poking somebody in the eye. And on this piece, I think I'm going to just do, let's do 4 of the bits of rhinestone chain. So 4 of the cups of the rhinestone chain, and go back in on the other side and trim away the excess on that side. Now we're ready to go ahead and pull out a little bit of our 24, I think that's what we're using, 24 gauge wire. And I'm going to use approximately about a foot of the wire to create this piece. So just unwind a little bit and trim away. So the first step is you're going to take your cup chain and you're going to secure it on with your wire. Now this part, you know, depending on what size of gauge of wire that you use, can be difficult. And if it's not working well for you, try a different size of gauge wire and just keep on trying. But the first step is to go ahead and wire down your piece of your cup chain. And this is the trickiest part because the cup chain is moving around and your wire isn't yet taut. But you're going to go ahead and bring your wire around and create a loop, as you see here, and then you're going to hold that in position, push the wire through with your thumb, and come around. So we're just starting that beginning wrap. And like I said, this is the most challenging part, is that cup chain wants to move around. And you just thread it through with your thumb, it's holding it in position, and then pull taut. And now I have 2 wraps, and now I have 3 wraps. And see how now I'm able to get it to stay into position. Then I'm going to go back in that first wrap that I did. I'm going to use my needle nose pliers to kind of pull that a little bit tighter. And then you can bring that top wrap up and you either tuck it underneath this beginning part right here, or you can just lay it down right inside of that channel and squish it down. think it would be most secure if you tucked it under, but you can also do it like that. And see, now I have the first layer down. I did 4 wraps. It looks visually 4 wraps. So on the next one, I'm coming over and I'm doing, again, pulling super taut that first one to get that into position. And now I'm going to wrap it 4 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you're starting to get panicky, like, oh my gosh, I didn't get enough wire, you could finish this off and tuck that up and then start this next one fresh, but I have plenty of wire to get me through this next wrap. So pulling taut and putting that down. 2, 3. So I'm wanting them to lay next to each other, so I might scooch those over to make sure that there's plenty of room for my next one to come in. Did you see what was happening? They were starting to overlap on top of each other, and I want them to lay flat, so I'm moving them over. Three, and now here's my 4th one, and 4. And again, you can go ahead and tuck it underneath, right inside there, or just bring it right on top. And you're going to trim away the excess that you have here, and then kind of squish it down with your needle nose pliers, and then you will have your finished ring. So that is with a larger size cups chain, and here it was again with the smaller size cup chain. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wraps. So that is the fun little hammered wire wrap ring you can make with the cup chain. This is Becky Nunn with Nunn Design, and I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a fun cup chain ring.